We've all had that one guy, when we look back, we think, why the hell did I even waste my tears on this guy? As women, I feel like it's a universal experience. A woman on TikTok is having a breakdown about her 5-year relationship, or should I say nonsense-ship. Let's actually have a look at what she has to say, and then I'll give my thoughts after.
I just dated somebody for 5 years who told me they couldn't post me because they didn't have enough money. Even though I know that's not true, you just don't find me attractive to society. Cool. But 5 years, I asked them to call off work, and they would not call off work. They picked up shifts. Not only that, I have not seen this person in 2 days. And they took my house key. And also, when I look on their page, they're posting pictures of girls. And like they're single, but I'm washing your clothes out.
Okay, so that correlation between I can't post you because I don't have money is absolutely ridiculous. First of all, that literally doesn't even make sense, and she knows that, hence why she said it's probably because they don't find me attractive. I think that was where she should have stopped right there. I think women need to swallow that pain of when a guy just doesn't like you, because I think that's what it all boils down to. A lot more women just need to have that real conversation with themselves when a guy likes you and when a guy doesn't. And it's hard, I know, it's not nice to deal with rejection. When a man doesn't like you, it's very obvious. Like when I hear certain stories from like friends or like clients that I speak to, it's so clear when a guy likes you and when a guy doesn't. It's clear as day. And I just feel like if a guy likes you, there is no confusion. And in this case, I don't even see where the confusion is. I feel like she's very aware. So it comes down to how hard are you willing to cling on to something that is dragging you through the dirt, you know? So second of all, you then ask this person to call off of work, and not only did they not call off of work, they picked up more shifts because they just didn't want to be around you. I just feel like the more she goes on down this list, the more it just makes me think, I don't want to call her dumb, but I think she really struggles with self-esteem. And this is coming from someone that also struggled with self-esteem and is still working on that to this day. So when I've come out of the situations that I have been through, it's very, like, it's so easy to spot, oh, this person is dealing with that. And I know that not from a place of judgment, I know that as someone that was in that exact same position. So it's just like, it doesn't become a situation about this person and how they're mistreating you. Yes, that person is terribly wrong, but it becomes now, how do I treat myself? Like, I don't treat myself like I like myself. I'm having all of these internal feelings, and yet I'm not addressing them because I want to prioritize this other person's feelings. And that is someone that just doesn't like themselves.
And they took my house key. And also, when I look on their page, they're posting pictures of girls.
Nah, come on, man. Wait, so the guy took your house keys that you are most likely paying rent for. You are paying the bills for in that house. And it's been 2 days, like, and during that 2 days you've been seeing, do you know what, I'm not even going to continue this. It's just becoming like, can we start picking people that actually like us as well? I think I don't know, like, the more I listen to what she's stating, the more irritated I get. And I want to show grace because, like I said, I've been there. But there's just certain things you have to pull yourself up. What did that girl say? Stop being so weak in the knees, bro. Like yourself. Before anyone comes to say that they like you, like yourself. It sounds like she just doesn't like herself, and it's that simple. Like, stop giving so much power to men. And this is, oof. I feel like there's hair on my face. And this is why I always say to women, to my friends, yeah, and this is probably controversial, but I always say women are the weakest link. And the reason why I believe women are the weakest link is we hold a lot more power than we truly realize, or than we hold a lot more power. Like, these men, they continue to act the way they do. One, because they know that there will always be another woman to take them in. If every man, yeah, that has done a woman dirty had it marked on their forehead, had it signed on their forehead, and the next woman that was to see him was to see that same sign on their forehead, and they was to take that stance, this girl stance that apparently a lot of people are a part of, propaganda that I'm not falling for, let's just talk about that another day. Men will change, like they wouldn't do certain things, but because they know they can get away with certain things and that there will be another person that will take them in anyways, they don't change. Like, stop giving so much power to men. I just don't understand this topic. I just feel like in 2025 it's not like we're in the 50s where we have to rely on men to support ourselves, to provide for us. No, like women are making their own money, and this is not some sort of like hate men movement, because trust and believe. Okay, I love men. I don't love men actually. I like men. I just think, you know, I'd love to have a babe one day, and I want to have someone that will take care of me and support me, but I want to get to that stage where I like myself before I even get into all of that and have someone crying on TikTok after 5 years. That's longer than a degree, bro. Like, what are we even talking about right now? And the reason why I'm bringing it back to the women is because I feel like a lot of women, like, and this is gonna come off as harsh, but I feel like a lot of women lack accountability and like to like play the victim and just, you know, like, oh, this person did this to me. But it just shows that, if anything, to me, it just shows how you treat yourself. Guys, 2-3 years ago, I was in a position where a nigga was playing me dirty. But now a guy couldn't do that. And this is not to say that I'm big and bad. I'm able to spot things quicker, and I know that I respect myself as a woman. I'm able to spot things quicker, and I'm able to like validate how I'm feeling. And if I'm not okay with it, then I'm not putting up with it. And it's that simple. Girl, I know this is sad, but you need to pick yourself. Like, let that man go and focus on yourself. That would be my advice, you know. That's just me. What are 3 things that you believe should never be posted on social media? For me, it's kids, relationship, and how much money I make. I just feel as though there are certain things that should never hit the internet, and those are my top 3. Drop down in the comments what your top 3 things are that you don't believe should be posted on the internet. I saw this tweet on the neighborhood talk, and I felt it was a great talking point, and I wanted to include it in this video. It says, I miss professionalism so much. Why are people making content in their places of work? Very odd behavior, and it will never sit right with me. And then someone responded, I'm a firm believer of nobody should know where you work. And I agree. Like, I think, you know, talk about your profession, what you do, but not where you are located and all that stuff. And I wanted to touch on this as well, because I feel as though people overshare on the internet a lot, and I don't think people have realized how strange it is, especially where we are growing up in the era of social media, in the era of like influencers and family channels and vlogging and all of that great stuff that I find entertaining as well. I'm not going to sit here and act like, oh, I don't consume that content. I do, but I'm just saying, I feel like we've gotten to the stage where we have normalized oversharing so much to people on the www.net. Have people forgotten what www stands for? It stands for World Wide Web. You wouldn't go out on the street and tell strangers certain things. Why would you then go on the internet and just share the World Wide Web? Like, just share certain things that I just don't believe the internet has the privilege of knowing. Bearing in mind, a lot of people tune in for entertainment. They don't actually care about what you're going through. People often tune in as well just to observe what you're doing as well. A lot of times there's not really any real support, and it's, yeah, your grief or your pain a lot of the time is entertainment for people. And I just feel as though there are certain things that, as for instance a mother, is your duty to protect your child, and therefore I will not put my child on the internet. And I always talk about this news article because it really put into perspective how dangerous the internet is, and how, like, I was already against putting children on the internet, but this article really just like, it finalized it. It finalized that idea for me. 272 arrests were made in the UK in the month of February of 2025, simply because of pedophiles making AI content from images they'd found online of other people's children. Like, I don't think people realize that you could maybe go into the store, into like a supermarket, and there's like, I don't know, 10 weirdos in the supermarket. On the World Wide Web, I don't even want to count. I don't even want to, like, do you get what I mean? Like, there's just certain things that you are sacred and don't need to be on the internet. The relationship as well, I just feel like 9 times out of 10, if something was to happen and you guys are no longer together, it's on the internet. And now we just know that you was dating this person. And a lot of times as well, people love to come and give their side of the story, and they love to tell us about things that we just don't simply need to know. And it's just there on the internet. And then another thing with how much money you make, you just don't know. And it's not even like evil eye protects your energy. It's just not anyone's business for certain things. And yeah, I'm a firm believer in those top 3 things, especially number 1 and number 2. Like, keep that off of the internet, period. Caresha is still on Diddy's payroll. It was very obvious. I think there were certain signs that people were saying she was still wearing like it's like a necklace that Diddy purchases for his women. It's recently came out that Young Miami has written to the judge on behalf of, I think it was pleading for Diddy, basically talking about his character, and she states that Diddy is a good man. And yeah, I just think Caresha is on Diddy's payroll, because if she wasn't, then why would she go ahead and go out of her way to try and get someone out of jail who clearly needs to be in jail? Do you get what I mean? Like, I don't really have words for her. I already counted her as trash. I counted her as trash when she was going on her podcast and would say weird things, like she would let a man pee on her, and she would state that she was a whore, you know? I just feel like, you know, do what you need to do. The city girls have already created some sort of like persona for them, that they're very sexual and they'll do what they need to do for a bag. And I already have my thoughts on that. If you guys want to know my thoughts on what I feel about city girl culture, let me know. I will definitely do a video on that. But it became very apparent that she's just weird, and she's just very, she will do anything for money. So it wasn't surprising when I saw her. I just thought, oh, okay, well, that's Caresha for you. She also mentioned in the letter to the judge that Diddy has given her opportunities, and yes, this is true, but I just feel like it comes to a point where stand on your 2 fucking feet and do things for yourself. Like, you see JT doing her thing. Like, JT, I am so proud of JT, even though I find her a bit annoying because she's very reactive to what people say online, but I can't fault that, because people can be nasty online. She's done her thing. She has real talent, and she's a hard worker, and she's always doing something, and I can only respect JT. But then it comes to Caresha, and it's just like, yeah, it's just Caresha, right? And let's not also mention that she's a mother of 2 with a little girl. It's just, I don't know, like, I don't really respect her, but do you really cares about my respect for Caresha? I don't really have high standards for her. So like I said, when I saw this, it wasn't anything to really be shocked about. It's like, yes, Caresha, this is what she does. But yeah, guys, that's all I have for today's video. If you guys have some opinions, if you guys have any opinions, I'd love to hear them in the comments. Just keep it respectful. Definitely will see you in my next one. Bye.